Top of the morning, team. Calling you from the road right now. I'm headed to do some work with Mr. Robert this morning. Super excited working with this guy. I think he has the biggest team within the organization right now. And for the most part, they seem to be very super excited getting out there right now. I think we're going to produce quite a few marketing directors over the next 30-45 days out of this team, as well as within other teams right now. I know that there's people across the board that's actually light bulb has come on. They're out here fighting to win for their family right now. But I just want to talk to you this morning about something that's vitally important, I think, to your success in business. It doesn't matter whether it's here at WFG or WealthWave or where it's at. But I want to talk to you about temporary lapses in judgment. And I've had them before. I think we all had temporary lapses in judgment. And what that is where we make a decision that we should do something out of haste and it ends up costing us later, or we decide that something's not so important if we don't do it and we regret it out of haste. And I'll tell you guys, this Base Shop Builder Boot Camp, literally, we're going all out for this one. I'm bringing some people in to actually do some things via webinar early in the morning. But this is going to be a real boot camp, and it's going to be the nuts and bolts of actually how to build a base shop. So if we're talking about building a base shop, obviously we're talking about how to become a senior marketing director. And I'm not going into this from a perspective of saying, okay, well, next 90 days after the class you can be a senior marketing director, or even 6 months after the class you can be a senior marketing director. But what I'm going to show you is how to build a strong base, how to build a real strong team, so when you go to senior marketing director, that your team is very strong and you have the potential to quickly promote other senior marketing directors. So it's all about a lot of fundamentals, skill sets, but most of it is mindset. And going back to temporary lapses in judgment, if you're out there right now and you're saying, okay, well, I'll catch the next boot camp, or it's too late for me, you know, there's no way that I'm going to go out and get a new business partner and get a FNA, or even for that matter, I'm not even willing to go do my own FNA right now because I'm embarrassed about the way it look, or I want to wait until I get my license and I'll sell to myself or whatever. I promise you guys that that's going to keep you in a stuck mode. And what happens is that at some point in time, that temporary lapse in judgment is going to cause you to actually watch a lot of other people take off in business, and they're going to be winning and you're not, which is going to cause an emotional effect inside of you, and it's probably going to work to your detriment long term. I'm not even sure that if you're not fighting for things right now, if you're not fighting to go to the trainings that we actually have, if you're not fighting for possibility projections for your given area, you know, we actually have possibility projections for this month, and every area was given a possibility projection. If you're not out fighting for that, it says, number one, that you probably haven't developed the skill set of a team player. But the other thing is that you're going to be on an island of your own, and you're going to kind of feel like you're left out. And I just want to be clear with you this morning that if that's the case, if that happens, then you had an opportunity just like everyone else. We've all given the same opportunity. I'm literally in the field right now about 16, 17 hours per day, trying to help people to get to wherever it is they want to go, whether or not it's trying to qualify to actually get inside of the boot camp, whether it's someone that's actually running for their associate promotion, senior associate marketing director, they're trying to build a base in order to be able to get to SMD, or they're working on a cash flow goal or whatever. But temporary lapses in judgment will cost you dearly. And we have, you know, several layers that I could talk about, you know, on different levels of the business where that actually happens. You know, it even happens when you're going across the kitchen table. And I know sometimes, because we got some great products and people say, well, the product speaks for itself, you know, why do we go through financial needs analysis process, and, you know, that it slows down the process, it's kind of tedious. Yes, it is, until you actually get in the swing of it. But the issue is that the only business that pays is the business that stays. And so I promise you, if you're going out on first appointments and actually closing business, there's no real attachment to that product that you just actually sold someone. And so a guy like me, I come into the door and I basically build up their their goals and dreams in life, and I show them how another solution can actually take care of ages and stages of their life, I promise you your product is actually going to be canceled. And if you're here, one of the things you got to understand is the only way, there's two ways actually, and they have to work together really, for you to be in a situation to where you don't have to work as hard year after year and your income can still increase. One of those ways is that you have to actually be attracting talent, and then we have to be grooming that talent to make sure that you get in the multiplication business. So basically you have great things going on in your business, people are actually closing, they're expanding the platform and all that stuff on a daily basis, a weekly basis, monthly basis, so on and so forth. But the major way is because monkey see, monkey do. Whatever your team see you're actually doing is what they're going to end up doing. You have to be building a solid book of business, because a solid book of business is going to begin to pay you year after year after year, so you don't have to do as many transactions, you know, in order to be able to increase your income. But if you're writing business and that business is all charging back, then the bottom line is that you're going to have to work harder and harder and harder every single year. You're going to have a high attrition because people are going to be quitting on your team, because they're going to feel like every single thing that they're actually writing is actually charging back. And the issue is that a lot of times you can't put your finger on the pulse and realize why that's happening. But I'm here to tell you this morning that it happens up front. It's not something that happens on the back end where a client just says, oh, I don't want to pay for this anymore. No, they don't understand how that product is a solution. It probably wasn't even designed as a solution for their family, and definitely different ages and stages of their family life cycle. So, you know, you just got to go do things the right way. It may take a little longer, but I promise you in the end it's a lot better. Encourage each and every one of you guys to go fight right now. You know, I remember times like this where there were special trainings coming up. I've never had a time where I just gave up. I always fought to the end. Not here to tell you this morning that I actually got inside of every special training. Matter of fact, there's a special training going on in Vegas in February, and in order to get into that special training, you have to be an executive marketing director, which means you have to have at least 3 senior marketing directors under you. And basically, we have one SMD in the team right now, and I basically mapped that leg out a couple years ago, which means it's only 25% to me. So really, I mean, the only way for me to get in that training is to basically go out here and promote 3 senior marketing directors, and we actually do 500,000 points. Will I push the team to actually do that? Yes, I will. I won't push the team to do it for me to get into the training only. I'll push the team because I know that we need to promote senior marketing directors. Those senior marketing directors need to promote senior marketing directors, and when we create that environment, no one will ever be having this conversation again about, you know, us team possibly not getting inside of a meeting. But this is about you. It's not about me. I'm here to help you however I possibly can. But, you know, it's about mental toughness right now, guys. You got to have a vision. You got to know where it is that you're actually headed. And you basically got to put your dome on straight. You know, you gotta really sit back and say, hey, does this opportunity allow me to be able to achieve my goals and dreams long term? And I think if you really look at it the right way, the answer will definitely be yes, or affirmative yes. And so the issue is, are you willing to slow down, get focused, take mentorship and coaching, and not buy into the short way of actually doing things, not sell out, not having those temporary lapses of judgment, or at least limit the amount of times that you actually haven't. So I'm in your face this morning and saying, you know, hey, just wanted to give you about 10 minutes and say, hey, look, you deserve this, your family deserves this, everyone around you deserves it, your team deserves it, and if you're quitting, your team is going to quit. You got to step up right now, and you got to say, okay, well, I understand that I'm at about 24 hours. Actually, from right now, I think you got about 28 hours in order to qualify. It only takes about 10-15 minute conversation to actually recruit someone, and then to do an FNA, it actually takes another 30 minutes, you know. So hey, go ahead and put in the time, get focused, get qualified. There's only 2 seats left right now as I'm speaking to you. I believe there's 2 seats left. Last I looked earlier this morning, there was 2 seats. So, you know, I wouldn't be the one that actually come in late tonight and say I qualified and there's 2 seats are gone. So get after it. I mean, it was times like this, and I'm not telling you to do this, but I always took off from work, man. I mean, this here was my life, and I took off from work and went and did what I had to do in order to get my qualifications done on whatever level, whatever it was I needed to do. And especially when there was some possibility projections and the team needed a certain amount of cash flow or recruits or whatever it was. And by the way, that's just a measure of the stability of the team and the effectiveness of the team. So when you call a shot like that, you're basically just testing the strength of the team. And you can easily find out those that's actually fighting for it and those that's not. The ones that are, that's the size of your team. So the size of your team is those people that if you called an emergency meeting today, they'd be on it without thinking about it. If you actually put up some possibility projections that they're in it day in and day out and they're fighting, and if that's one person and that's you, that's the size of your team, and it doesn't matter how many people you have around you. So, hey guys, go get after it. I'm super excited. Can't wait to see you guys inside of Base Shop Builder Boot Camp on Saturday. We're going to have a great time. It's going to be very intense. There are some qualifications to actually graduate, and I wish you all the best. Those of you that's actually registered, you'll be getting a email later today with some instructions on different things that you're going to actually need to do and prepare for. Basically, the landscape is going to be laid out in front of you today. Close the college announcement will be coming out later today. Those people who are going to close the college, I can tell you right now, the requirements is that you're going to have completed your FNA. Your personal FNA has to be completed, and also you have to have completed 10 field training appointments. So you may say, wow, I only been here 3 weeks or what have you. I can tell you right now, there's people that's actually been here 1 week and they got 4 to 5 field trainings completed, and I know that they'll do 10, because they want it just that bad. So excuses, no matter how warranted, they only weaken your character. So try not to make excuses. Step up. Let's do something big right now. Your family is actually dependent on you, and that's generationally, not just your kids, but your kids' kids and your kids' kids' kids. And you're in a place where you can actually make history. You can do something great for your family, and it's not all going to happen overnight. Efforts compound over a period of time. People win at different paces and different stages of business, but just make a decision that you're going to be a winner and that you're going to go out and you're going to get what it takes in order to do that. So we'll have that close the college announcement out today. And also I would be looking at expanding my agency and making sure that I'm personally packing out the life license class. And so and Ampy actually packed out the last life license class. I think she had probably 5 or 6 people, and so she's really been with us, and that literally has been with us, I think just a few weeks, maybe 3 weeks or so, but she's been very intense. I think she's got like 5 appointments scheduled between now and Sunday. We were in the field late last night. We had appointments earlier during the day. She was able to get a coaching session in yesterday, got a coaching session in on Tuesday night. And so, this is someone that's really focused and looking to build a business. She's focused on going 20 wide. I'm talking to her about building those legs deep. But bottom line is that there are some people that's winning at big levels right now. And, I look back, I take a look at that and I say, yeah, some people have a market, some don't. Hey, I'm here to tell you right now, I've been out with Annette enough, and I see her build a market as she goes. So it's not that I don't know what, how wide her market is. I imagine it's really big, but anyway, regardless of how many people in her market she's setting appointments with, every single day she's out prospecting. Every time I'm with her, she's getting names and numbers and getting commitments and building up something big in people's heart and letting people know that she's serious. And so she's waving the Wealth Wave flag every single place she goes. So that's kind of what you got to be. You got to be a crusader. Do you have this thing in your heart? People can tell. If you're not doing that and you're just talking to one person here and there, they can feel that that you really don't believe in what it is you're talking about, and you might be trying to get something. So I say sell out. Let's go get it done, right? Get it done big time. But pack out the life licensing class. So again, in life licensing, it's not about how many people that you get to the class. It's about how many of them that actually get that license, go through the entire process, take the exam on that Monday. There's no exception. Take that exam on that Monday, actually have submitted that criminal history